Yo.
What up? What up?
Let's go, bro. What's up?
Dude, it's late, goddammit.
As fuck.
You got me out here in these streets.
Yo, we out here, yo. Listen, and I'm hype. I don't know why I'm hype, but I'm hype. I thought by now I would be dying off.
Down.
Yeah, no, bro. I feel like I'm about to get that, you know, that like second wind of adrenaline. So you got about 47 minutes of me just going ham.
Well, on that, welcome back, everybody, to the Carbon Footprint Podcast, episode 104. He is Juan, and I'm Sean. Every week we get together, have a few drinks, talk about things going on in the world, try to focus on things making an impact, whether they be good, bad, or otherwise. Hit them with the drink of the day.
Whoop, whoop. Yo, we got a little thing here. I'm not really sure where I stand on it yet. I got to perfect it, but it is good. It's got potential.
It's been getting better.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure why.
It's because you're getting drunker. The alcohol is impairing your taste buds. It's called the Flirty Irish. So okay. What it is, it's supposed to be Jameson. We did the blackened bourbon because I felt like it tastes better. We did the one with Jameson. So it's blackened bourbon, or just pick your favorite bourbon, and Aperol, grapefruit juice, Peychaud's bitters, and muddled raspberries and club soda. So I'm gonna hit you with, it's a shot of the bourbon. It's a half a shot of Aperol. I did a shot of grapefruit juice, but I feel like that's one of those things that's to taste. Yep. So start with that shot and then work from there. Peychaud's bitters, just a couple of dashes. I muddled raspberries at the bottom, and then just top it off with club soda, man. Nice. And it's good, man. Like you said, it has been getting better progressively as we've gone along. You were right. Add more bourbon.
Add more bourbon.
It bourbon. Yeah. It's perfect. It's so good.
No, that's dope, man. Yo, man, hit him with the carbon footprint of the week.
Ooh, yo.
You're going to start it off today.
I'm starting it off today, bro. Listen, my carbon footprint this week, bro, is I'm going to have to give it a one time to Tom Cruise, bro.
What?
Yo, Tom, I know.
Mr. Scientology?
Mr. Scientology. Mr. I Love Katie Holmes jumping on Oprah couch, wilding.
Mr. L. Ron Hubbard.
Yo, fuck all that. Tom Cruise, bro, just delivered a banger with Top Gun 2.
Oh, I haven't seen it yet, man. Absolute don't ruin it, goddammit.
Banger. I'm not gonna ruin it. If you're a fan of the first one, bro, you gotta watch this one. It's so cool the way they sort of continue the story. But by watching the first one, I think it gets you more emotionally invested in the movie. But it isn't just the fact that the movie's good. I think I've been a fan of Tom Cruise movies, man, especially the Mission Impossible and like this one, because like he's one of these people, one of the few left who doesn't like CGI. He likes these practical effects. Yep. So when you do stuff like you watch this movie, every scene in an airplane, they're actually in those airplanes.
Doing it, right?
Yeah. Like, so even the ones where the military wouldn't let them fly an F-18, the actual pilots flying the F-18, but they're riding in the back seat and they're just making it look like they're flying it. But they're in the actual jet, which is crazy. And then there's scenes in there where he's flying his own personal airplane. And then you can tell with those because there's drone shots of him in the plane and it's flying like, but it's him, you know, like it's not CGI. Right. And he does that for like Mission Impossible, man. Like if you guys have never seen the Mission Impossible movies, like all those scenes where he's like hanging out like outside of a plane and he's holding on by the door and the plane's in the air. Like he actually does that. He doesn't use a stunt double. He doesn't do like, and so.
Does he do that shit with like a parachute on his back?
So he's strapped to it.
He's strapped, okay.
Yeah, so he's strapped to the plane, but he's still doing that. But like even in Mission Impossible, there's that scene where he's jumping between buildings, and then he hits that building. He actually breaks his ankle in real life on that. And if you look at the movie, they left the clip in because he hits it, he breaks his ankle, he jumps, and then he's limping. So in the movie, you just think like, yeah, this dude just landed like a 20-foot jump. Right. He legitimately breaks his ankle and keeps the scene going, but they actually use that cut.
Oh, that's cool.
So I just, man, someone who's, I think I have a respect for someone who's like goes in on their craft like that, for the audience kind of thing, right? Like he's aware of like, dude, that guy obviously is super rich. He does a lot of cool shit. Like he doesn't have to do all this stuff for like the realism of it all. And like,
absolutely. Yeah. I mean, there's plenty of stunt doubles out there that can do that for him, but I know that he refuses to use stunt doubles. Yeah. Didn't he take, is it James Corden,
yeah. The late night host.
Took him out on the to do skydiving. Yeah, isn't that it?
Dude, and he does. So he did that for Mission Impossible. So he took him skydiving. Have you seen the one he did for Top Gun?
No.
So he takes him up and he flies him. And he flies him in a jet and he does the whole inverted thing and he does like what? And Corden's like shitting his pants the whole time. It's so awesome.
I haven't seen that.
Dude, that guy looks like such a good hang too. Like Tom Cruise. Like I'm like, I want to have a beer with that guy and just like shoot the shit because he just. for all the weird shit that comes out, you never hear other actors talk bad about him. Like everyone who's always acted with him, they'll always say like, yeah, man, I did a movie with him 20 years ago. He sends me a cake on my birthday every year. And everyone has the same cake. It's like some pineapple cake or something. It's something really specific. And they're just like, yeah, he sends me this cake like every year. And it'll be funny to watch people on like late night shows and they'll be like, oh, you too? Like, yeah, he does that for me. And it'll be like, yeah, we did whatever, back in 97. And he's stuck to like whatever. He remembered my birthday. And then I'm sure he got some assistant, but still like the fact that you're willing to go out of your way to remember that.
I don't remember shit.
That. No, me neither, bro. And even if I had an assistant,
I don't even know when your birthday is.
I'm gonna be like, buy me a cake. I think I ask for your birthday every year, and every year I'm off like 2 days. I'm like, damn it, I'm gonna remember this year. I swear. But yeah, man, I think shout out to Tom Cruise. I think just someone I respect the crap. I love the fact that in this movie, in this climate, they sort of left it apolitical. Like even the quote unquote enemy in the movie, they never really name a country or a place or people.
Yeah,
or
I think in the one from the 80s, they were fighting against Russian MiGs.
Yeah, and I think even in that one, they didn't make it too much of a war, like country versus country sort of thing, right? Like, so I like the fact too that in this climate. 86 came out May of 86.
So were we still like in the Cold War in 86?
Yeah.
So okay.
So every movie then, that's why you have Rocky 4. That's why you have like I think even our boxing movies had a Russian villain like back then. Like everything was like Russia, and then it's like everything in the mid 90s later was all Middle East villains. Like so.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Like it all became Hurt Locker and Black Hawk Down, and like it all just became like the enemy of the Middle East. Like
Black Hawk Down was Africa, right?
Was it?
It was what the hell was that?
I can't remember. Yeah, you're right.
We got the internet. Yeah, it wasn't Middle East.
I thought it was.
No, I'm gonna look it up right now. While I'm looking it up, did you see that they're actually the infamous they? I guess the
over there,
the person or family, whatever, that the original Top Gun was created after, like the storyline was it's actually based on a similar storyline.
Oh really?
And though that person or that family is actually suing.
So what are they suing for? The story?
I guess. Yeah. I guess that they weren't given royalties on the story.
Can you do that?
I guess so, man. I mean, I don't know that are they gonna win? I don't know.
I'd be curious to see like how specific, because like where do you draw the line at? What if somebody makes a movie about a man who walks his dog every day? You know what I'm saying?
No, but these guys actually used them for the first one. And if you're saying what you said to me earlier is that this one kind of takes it's like the first one, but 20 years later, 30 years later.
30 years later, I think. Yeah.
Yep.
No, it literally is like a direct sort of sequel to the first one. It's not a remake. It's not. Yeah, like I think initially maybe people thought it was a remake. No, it's literally first one, and then now here's the second part, the continuation of that same story. It's really good, man. And then
Mogadishu.
I don't even know where that is, bro.
Me either.
You sure it's not Middle East though? Sound like the Middle East.
Black Hawk Down was in Mogadishu.
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 Yep. Yeah, that sounds real stupid. I'm sorry, people from that place. I don't know where that is.
Oh, it's in Somalia.
Ah, okay. Wow, okay. We going at the pirates? Isn't that the place with all the pirates?
Yep.
Oh, that's the modern day Jack Sparrows, bro. But yeah, man, shout out Tom Cruise. Go see Top Gun if y'all haven't.
I'm definitely going to check that out.
And I feel like this is the last. We were having this conversation with a mutual friend of ours. Like, I hope this isn't, but you can't help but feel like this is the last of these kinds of movies where you go practical effects in a big action blockbuster like this. Like, it's getting like cheaper and cheaper to do special effects, to do CGI, to do that. Like, it's really hard to go to a studio and go like, I want to blow up some airplanes, and they got to pay for these airplanes to blow them up. Like, it's like, nah, bro, we can just create that on a computer and do the render. So like, this almost feels also like a goodbye to these like big action movies that are, again, using practical effects and using real people.
What about all the Michael Bay stuff? Is that all CGI?
Yeah, a lot of it is,
really?
Man. Yeah. And I think, no, this one's Jerry Bruckheimer. Just Jerry Bruckheimer, yeah, let's say.
So the Michael Bay stuff, like that, he's like the over the top action.
Yeah, action. He's blowing shit up. Yeah. He uses a lot of like models, and he uses like I think he does try to do like I know Christopher Nolan does try to use a lot of like real like in Tenet, like he runs that airplane into that building and all that stuff. Like I know they actually did that. Like so things like that. Like and there's effects in this movie. It's so cool. There's an opening scene in this where the set gets destroyed. The first take, and they just have to use that one because it's otherwise like they have to rebuild the set.
Right.
Like so, and so it's so cool. Like you go like, all right, you got one take, and even in that scene, man, you go the actors to keep their cool, like in the thing, like they're not going like fuck, like stuff around them is blowing up.
Yep.
Like the way I don't know, and maybe you could have CGI'd them sort of keeping their cool in that space, but like, yeah, the shit just happens, and they're just like, yeah, that whole thing got destroyed, and we just had to use that take because it was that or rebuild that thing. But the actor didn't even flinch. So you're just like, man, that's so nuts, man. But yeah, it's a good movie.
So
Again,
do I need to go see it like on
greats
IMAX?
Absolutely.
Okay,
and I think Jurassic Park starts Thursday. So if you can help it, go watch it tomorrow. Because I think tomorrow's the last time for most theaters you're going to be able to see this one in IMAX.
Okay.
It was shot in IMAX. The cameras are in the airplanes, like in IMAX, and then even the ones where the airplanes are flying by, it's all like you have to experience it in IMAX. Like
right.
I've been geeking over this. Full disclosure, I've been geeking over this for 3 years now. So to finally see it, and for a movie to live up to the hype, for me waiting that long, I wasn't disappointed at all, man.
That's dope.
Yeah.
All right, man. I'm gonna take it from the excitement to a different kind of excitement.
Let's go.
All right. My carbon footprint is going out to the researchers at the University of Texas. That's your people.
Whoop, whoop. Hook 'em horns.
They have identified a vulnerability in cancer cells. And there's this protein is known as ERX41. Okay. And it's basically able to destroy, or as far as these tests have I mean, obviously all the tests right now, it's on, they're using human cells and mice, but it's like destroying cancers, and it's hard to treat cancers like breast cancer and pancreatic cancer and ovarian cancer and brain cancer.
Wow.
And it's leaving the healthy tissues like unscathed.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so they're super excited about this, and I know they're pushing for clinical trials like early next year.
Oh wow, that's pretty quick, man.
I think cancer is something that touches all of us.
Everybody,
man.
yeah.
I have family that are cancer survivors, but I also I know people that have died from it as well. And so, if anything, I've always thought about cancer and said, like, how the fuck have we not figured this out?
Yeah, that's the one where you go like, the amount of money that gets thrown that way, and of like you said, it's the awareness. It's not a lack of awareness, right? Like, how have we not figured that one out? And I'm a firm believer in like we can figure out anything pretty much, like with enough time and money and
I always feel like it's kind of like with COVID, and obviously it's not the same, but when you have something that is like killing humans at an alarming rate, and then everybody just sort of converges on it and goes, we got to figure this out. Like, they've got a vaccine pretty damn quick.
Yeah, it makes you wonder, like, if you went all hands on deck for 6 months at a time on each disease, or a year, do you just go start working your way one by one? Like, is that the answer? Like, do you go collectively?
Yeah, I mean, everything is motivated by the mighty dollar, right? So I don't know what the answer is, but just super good news. And like I said, I know people personally that have, and I know people personally that have lost, like really close loved ones to cancer, man. And so anything that is something like this, that if the clinical trials start to work, at the rate,
you're talking within 5 years, we're going to be maybe cancer's an afterthought.
Man.
Maybe. Dude, I on that same sort of breath, there was a story this week of this group. I want to make sure I credit them correctly, but so it also cancer. It was a cancer trial, and this was rectal cancer. So they were actually testing I think it was a protein. I think it was an isolated protein. So anyway, how theirs worked was basically it went in and it would identify, which I didn't know this about cancer. What this would do is it would go into the body and it would how do you word that? Unmask the cancer cells. So I guess cancer cells sort of camouflage themselves or sort of disguise themselves, and you don't know. And so what this did was this went, oh, here I go, like it basically unmasked them. So then your body knew which ones to attack. And so then your body was then attacking the cancer cells and eradicating them. But anyway, so this one is in clinical trials. It's only for rectal cancer at the moment. But dude, 18 people, all 18 of them, tumors completely disappeared. Gone.
Damn. And
they're like, it is undetectable in blood work, in ultrasound, in biopsies, and anything. They've never had a clinical trial that was 100% on anything. So they're like
18 people?
18 people, all 18. And this is like 18 people, like sort of last, like they all had chemo, they all had all the stuff. Yep. And it was like, I guess these were the 18 where it's just like sort of this is their last thing. And they're like, yo, we were basically calling people going like, yo, you don't have cancer anymore. It's like, it's just, crazy. That's nuts, man.
Can you imagine receiving that news?
Oh, dude, if you think you're like, I might have a year, or maybe I have 6 months, maybe I have what, or you just don't know. You're just like, I hope I beat this. And then you get a call that says it's gone.
Yeah.
Like, you're just hoping for it to shrink. And you're just going like, yeah, it's gone. So it's just nuts, wild, man. So I feel like with the story you were just talking about, man, and like, you're right, dude. We're getting really close to some of this stuff just being a thing of the past, man. Like,
yeah, like I hope in 20 years on the line, I mean hopefully sooner, that you could look back and go, wow, man, people used to die from that.
Yeah, exactly. I wanted to get the name of the people doing this rectal cancer, and I don't know why I deleted the thing and now I can't find it, but because I wanted to give credit, but
I didn't even know rectal cancer was a thing.
Colorectal cancer, man.
Oh, it's like colon cancer. I don't know. Maybe.
No, I'm a moron, bro. I don't know.
Yeah. There's no medical degrees in this room.
Someone fucked up and gave me a microphone, bro. I don't know anything. It was here it is. So Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center. Dr. Luis A. Diaz Jr. In the New England Journal of Medicine, he published the find, and this is sponsored by the drug company GlaxoSmithKline. So it's an actual drug company that's sponsoring the study, which, there's always these sort of conspiracy theories that drug companies are sort of motivated in the treatment, not the cure of cancer. Yeah. So it's interesting that they're the ones sort of sponsoring this study, but University of California specialist. He's a guy commenting on it, but yeah, essentially they're saying that the study done by these guys is like, they have all these oncologists, they have all these specialists, they had to like they tested it like at a molecular level almost, because they couldn't believe it, and they're like completely gone, all 18 of them. They've never in the history of any trial, even with animals, have they had 100% rate.
Wow.
So, man, that's exciting stuff, dude. I think it combined with your stuff. So yours is University of Texas.
Yep.
With the medical research, the hospitals.
I don't know if it's the hospitals. It just said research. The article said researchers. It didn't name the head of the research group, but I was like, nah, you know what? I don't want to just give credit to one person. It's got to be. It's
whoever does that. Yeah, you dedicate your life to doing that, man. That's got to. How good do you feel if you're the people who like I guess are involved in something like that, man? Like,
I couldn't imagine sort of like having that breakthrough where you're going like, yo, look, like it's all gone, and then it's like, okay, well, let's test again, let's do this, and then every test is just like, look, it's gone again, it's gone again, it's gone again, it's gone again. Like, that has to be so exciting for researchers that spend years testing and hoping to get funding and things like that. To have a breakthrough like that must be amazing.
Oh my God, dude, we both do things for a living that are nowhere near this, right? But think about the things that you've run where you're like, okay, I gotta test this, we have to be diligent, we have to make sure this works, we have to do that now, and the amount of time and effort we put into that. Now, can you imagine what it's like when it's life or death, and it's like, do I come out and go, yo, this shit worked, but what if it doesn't? You know what I mean? Like the second, and then the second guessing of going, yo, did I figure this out? You know what I mean? Or did we figure this out? Like, that's got to be such a surreal feeling where you're just like, yo, you guys are seeing this too, right? Like, like that's so cool, man. Like, shout out to University of Texas, man. Researchers, that's awesome, dude. Like,
well, speaking of cancer, you want to tell me about them Rays? That'd be the Tampa Bay Rays, folks.
Oh my God!
What you got for me at Tampa Bay Rays?
God. I don't. Yeah, actually. So I don't even really know. All right, so I guess let me give you the story. So the Tampa Bay Rays do like an annual Pride Night. Obviously, June is like National Pride Month for the LGBTQ plus community.
So funny, man. I was about to say, like, what is it, gay pride? But that's not appropriate
no, you can't.
Anymore,
it's not
right?
appropriate anymore, man. You got to include the whole alphabet, bro. You got to say alphabet soup. You got to say the alphabet soup. So it's Pride Month, and obviously, like every corporation, everything like has whatever they put up the rainbow. They try to show quote unquote support, and then so the Rays do that. Well, they've had players refuse to wear the pride patch on their uniforms.
Okay,
so I guess it sparked controversy with other teams, like guys calling them out, going like, "Oh, you guys are fucked up. Like your own team's doing a Pride Night. Y'all didn't even wear the patch. Like, what kind of message are you sending? Yada yada." Then one of the players comes out and sort of goes like, "Hey, yeah, like we recognize the Pride Night. Like, yeah, we wanted to be supportive. Obviously, they do that, but some of us just who are religious or who have Christian beliefs didn't necessarily think it sort of aligned with what we believed in, so we didn't want to wear the patch." And so I guess where I was going with this is like, I don't know, man. Like, where do you stand on like, should these guys be forced to wear this patch? Like, and I guess you have to remove your thoughts on it aside, right? Like, or as far as like how you feel about the LGBTQ plus community, it's like, should these guys be forced to wear that?
No, I mean, I don't think so. I don't think they should be forced to wear it. Hey, for me, and it's always hard, man, because I go like the right thing to say is like, oh, I support the LGBT plus community, right? Like, and it's not so much that I support them or don't support them. I just like, live your life. I don't care, man. You want to fucking like you want to be known as this or that and sleep with that person or that, you know what I mean? Like, I don't care. But for somebody who is like, and there are religious views around this that go like, that's sort of unnatural and in certain religions is sort of viewed as wrong. And if you're part of one of those religions and you see it as wrong, as long as you're still sort of kind and like you're not bashing, you know what I mean? Like, you're allowed to have those beliefs. Not everybody has to agree with my lifestyle or your lifestyle or somebody else's lifestyle. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, there's people that don't think that other people that have more melatonin in their skin deserve to be in the same neighborhood. You know what I mean? Like, it's just people's beliefs, whether it's right or wrong. It's just what they believe.
So, like, I'm glad you mentioned that because is this one of those things where 20, 30, 40, 50 years from now, like, right, somebody looks at these guys and looks at them as the same way as the guy who felt like segregation should have been a thing? Or maybe not, maybe that's too extreme, but like, is it the guy playing with Jackie Robinson who didn't think he should be on the baseball field? Like, is it like, does it make that guy more wrong, or are we convicted in his like, oh, he sort of stood by his right to not like a black guy playing baseball? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I just think it's one of those things, man, where it's like when you're raised to believe certain things, like racism, for instance. Like, racism is taught,
for sure.
You're not born with that, man. And so when you're taught, it's like any other kind of and I don't want to call racism a trauma, but it's anything that you're in, things that are instilled in you that also takes time to like undo, right? And so perhaps these players will, they'll pass those kind of ideologies down to their kids, but then maybe their kids will look at their world and go, oh, you know what, like, that's not really like that. Yeah. And these people are kind of cool, and I do support them, like, but if you don't, I don't think that you should have to wear something that you don't necessarily agree with. I don't think are there any companies, so like, take it out of sports, because sports is so much in your face, it's on TV. Are there any companies that force you to wear, like, I don't know, what if it was like I don't know, Juneteenth is coming up here soon, right? And if your company goes, oh, we're all wearing Juneteenth shirts on this day, like, there's no harm in that, but should you be forced to wear it?
That's a good question. So my personal belief, man, is that I think you should let people do whatever they want to do,
Yep.
Because then it also exposes them, right? Like,
correct.
In the case of like the racism, right? Like, and during segregation, I don't want you to force that guy to pretend to like me or pretend that I should be here.
Right.
No, like, tell me who I should stay away from, or tell me who, like, I'm not going to be friends with, or you know, like, so to me, I'm always of the, no, man, just let everybody be them. And then we all have decisions to make as people to go whether or not that's important enough to us to associate ourselves with that person.
Right. Like maybe, you know, maybe I'm not, like, if that pisses me off that he didn't wear the rainbow patch, then I'm not buying his jersey. Or if I'm a company, I'm not giving him a sponsorship, or, you know.
Exactly.
So like we always said, man, like, you're free to think and say what you want, but you're not free of consequences.
Yeah, you're not free of consequences.
Right. So if you think that, hey, this other guy is getting all of these endorsements, but I'm not getting any, and it's just like, yeah, dude, like, you're not really conforming to what society says you should be.
Nah.
And if you have to be okay with that.
Right. Like, this guy's not going to get a Nike deal anytime soon, but Chick-fil-A has certainly signed him up, I'm sure.
Oh,
or
yeah,
like, you know what I mean? Like, there's
right.
companies who will certainly align with their beliefs, who will go like, oh yeah, we applaud your, you know, whatever, standing by.
Yep.
Your conviction. Yeah, I saw that, man. I just thought it was interesting of like, because like you said, like, they're employers, right? Can your employer force you to do this? Irrespective of my personal thoughts on it, like, I just thought it was an interesting thing to go like, all right, am I mad at these guys, or like? And I always side on the or go on the side of like, hey, nah, man, just let people be who they be, cause who they want to be, and then we can all make the choice. Like, cause the worst thing is like hanging out with someone because of who you think they are, you know, and then finding out later, like, damn, this person is either racist, or they're anti-Semitic, or they're, you know, whatever, anti-gay, and then you're just like, well, fuck, I didn't know that. I wish I knew that. Like, I'd rather just expose yourself, and then we all make decisions. And is this something where you go, yeah, I don't necessarily have to agree with you on everything. Like, we can agree to disagree and still be friends. Like, I don't know. Like, it's just, I saw that, man, and the controversy behind it, and I just thought, like, you know, I don't know. Like, I wanted to know where you stood, but then also where on what side of history do these people sort of 20 years from now, 30 years from now, the same way we look at like segregation now, where we just go like, man, we can't even believe that was a thing. Like, that was wild. Like, is this the same thing? And then we go, can you believe there's people who didn't think this should have been the thing?
I think it'll still be that way in 30 years, man, 50 years. Just because it just, you know, like, it's like old habits die hard, man.
Well, yeah, it doesn't go away. I mean, there's still people who think we should be segregated, right? So
some people think that shit was a good idea.
It's wild, yeah, man. So,
you know, what if, speaking of segregation, man, what if segregation was based on, like, I don't know, you know, segregation before was sort of based on skin color.
Mm-hmm.
What if it was based on, like, I don't know, ideologies, right? Like, if you get to sort of like-minded people.
But then how do you know who's telling the truth?
No, true.
Yeah. Like,
but I'm just saying, I'm wondering, you know, like, segregation, like, was it obviously in the form that it took, where it was based on the color of your skin, you couldn't do that. But the idea of segregation, is it so bad if it was on like an ideology level, right? If you just get, well, all these like-minded people live in this area.
Yeah, like, how do you...
Is that bad?
Yeah, I feel like that happens sort of organically now.
Organically, right.
Yeah, right. Like, we all, you know, the tribal thing. We all tend to sort of go with people who think how we think,
yep.
Who... yeah, even, dude, if you look at how neighborhoods are set up, right? Like, we all tend to sort of move in with people who are similar to us and all
yep.
that. Like, so does that already happen sort of subconsciously? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a good thing. Like, and then how do you, ideology wise, like, how do you then separate people out and you just go, you know what, you guys can all hang out together? Does that make for better communities, man? If you just start creating all these communities of like-minded people and all that, like, does that start to does that reduce crime? Does that reduce, like what does that do? Right? Like, if you stick a bunch of people who maybe think like, yeah, this race, black people are superior, or white people are, like, and then you stick them all together, but then you don't stick anyone of the opposite race there, like, does that lead to less conflict? Do these people live happier lives in these communities? Are they productive in that? Like,
yeah, but I think that the mindset is sort of better, because you can have like two people of different races that believe the same
thing. That's what I'm saying. So it's not like it could be a black guy who thinks black people are superior, and then white guys, and it's probably going to be white women who go like, yeah, they are, and then you have And you have a whole, like, community of that. Yeah, I don't know. That's interesting, man. Like, do you stick a bunch of people together who think the exact same way? Does that stunt progression then? Because maybe people who think all a certain way are limited in one capacity versus another person who. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Shit's weird, bro.
Dude, let me tell
that's a great TV show idea, though.
Oh, ooh.
Movie. I feel like we should get on that. You're welcome, Hollywood. Go ahead, bro.
We're not writers.
But we'll take the royalty checks.
Let me tell you about somebody who wish he was in a different neighborhood.
Oh, boy.
You seen this dude? Florida, of course. I got to give a shout out to him.
Let's go.
Florida. Y'all always doing it big in Florida. So this dude, the ambulance gets called because this guy is shot in his own home.
Okay.
When the paramedics get there, there's a husband and a wife. There's 3 children in the house, and the wife is trying to give the husband CPR. Anyway, the guy dies.
Oh, he doesn't make it.
He doesn't make it.
Oh shit.
The story of the wife is that the 2-year-old shot him 3 times.
Get the fuck out of here, bro. With what?
With like a
handgun?
With a handgun that was hanging from. So the story is great. The gun was hanging from a nail in the house about 3 feet up on the wall. Both the husband and wife are prior felons, so they're not supposed to have a gun anyway, or ammunition.
Okay.
Right, and then they have it out so it's not locked up, right? So it's illegal. It's an illegal firearm. It's illegal ammunition, and then they have it 3 feet up on the wall. And then the story is that the 2-year-old. I'm going.
Are you telling me you don't believe the 2 convicted felons?
Not the 2. It's just
no,
one.
The one. Sorry.
Yeah, one got eliminated. I wonder how.
All right, I'm gonna defer to you because you're more of a firearms expert than I am. Do you think a 2-year-old is capable of shooting a handgun 3 times in a row without knocking himself out?
Bro, let's just say that he gets the first shot off.
He's gonna knock himself out.
Any 2-year-old is scared out of his mind and dropping that gun.
Yeah, bro.
But he managed to fire off 3 rounds.
3 shots. That's a gangsta ass 2-year-old, bro.
So guess who's in jail? Oh, sorry. Guess who's back in jail?
Hey, who'd have thought people who hung guns, quote unquote, from a nail?
From a nail in the wall, 3 feet off the ground. When you have, it was like a 5-year-old, a 2-year-old, and a newborn.
I'm more mad that that's the best you can come up with. Like, bro, you could have just said, "Yo, he attacked the kids. He attacked me." And stuff.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Like you were wild enough to be like, yo, the 2-year-old, like you didn't even think
bro,
that through.
She did better, bro. So when the cops came on the scene, the 5-year-old, I guess she must have prepped them.
Yo, when they come through, you say,
because he was telling
those
the
kids
story.
got a bright future.
So it's fucked up too for the kids, right? Obviously, I don't know. You can only imagine what kind of environment that is for them to live in. But now they're like no parents.
Yeah, something tells me those kids are better off. Something tells me
they just need a whole new setting.
The best thing that ever happened to these kids.
We're going to return these parents to the store and get you some new
ones. The 2-year-old's young enough where somebody will adopt them. How old are the older ones?
No, so 5, 2, and a newborn.
Oh, they all got a shot. Yeah, they all, because people who adopt kids, we're assholes in America too, bro. Like, we treat you like a used car. We're like 14. Nope. You could stay there, but only 1-year-old.
Dude,
there's no miles on that.
Remember that guy that we knew, bro, that adopted a 14-year-old?
Yo, how crazy is that, bro?
Let's just say his heart was in a different place.
He thought he was getting a Ukrainian refugee. If y'all don't know what we talk about, you gotta listen like 2 episodes ago. Oh fuck, yo, I forgot about that story, bro. Oh, dude, I was thinking because like when you said gun, and I know it's a different kind of gun, but I don't even know enough about guns to know what kind of gun it was. But I was at a gun range once, And I think I was firing like regular 9s.
Yep.
And then the guy next to me was firing some shit that just sounded gangster as fuck. And it was like this giant revolver.
Okay.
And it had like the long ass barrel.
Oh, like a Clint Eastwood type shit?
Yeah. So that's what I said. I was like, yo, that's some Clint Eastwood shit. And I'm geeking out over the gun and the guy shooting, and it's this long crazy thing. And he goes, you want to shoot it? I'm like, fuck yeah, right? My dumb ass holding this shit like trying to be a thug. Bro, that shit damn near knocked me out, bro. I shot it and it went right back towards my forehead. Ooh. It's like bunk, dude. And
some of those guns, man, they got big time kickback.
Is and the thing is that like even like I'm thinking of this 2-year-old, even if it's a regular 9, your wrists, like to have the stability. You ever shot a gun? It moves your entire yeah. There's just no way.
And a 2-year-old, he does that. The noise, right? The noise that this thing is making. After the first shot, if you're able to squeeze the trigger to get that off, the kid's dropping.
The kid's dropping. Yo, I want to see where the shots were. It's like he hits 3 precision shots right in the chest. Blame it on Call of Duty.
You got a future in law enforcement. Or cartels.
Yo, people are wild, bro. You were talking before about the about Florida still. So I'm gonna keep it in Florida, bro. There's this dude driving and got into a head-on crash with a FedEx truck. Did you see this shit? Like in Fort Lauderdale?
I saw a headline.
All right. Headline. Interesting choice of words.
Stress the head.
Yeah, stress. Yeah, emphasis on the head. So this guy, bro, crashed his head onto a FedEx truck. And when they, when the police showed up to the scene, the dude's like, I don't know if he was ejected from the vehicle, but he's out on the street and he's naked. And then so is the female counterpart who was in the passenger.
They're both naked, bro?
They're both naked, which I'm like, yo, you know what kind of head you got to be getting, what kind of road head you got to be getting for y'all to be naked?
Right.
That's some aggressive road head, bro. That's like, kudos to her. You know the kind of
like, wait, let me take this off.
Yo,
and this.
And then this, and then you, bro. I'm just gonna get credit where credit is due. That's some enthusiastic ass. This guy's getting a blowjob. I guess gets into the zone,
right,
and then runs headfirst into a FedEx truck. Luckily, nobody dies. You know, like minor injuries.
Wow,
FedEx drivers are all right. They're all right. But yeah, obviously the embarrassment of being ass naked on the side of the road. Because yeah,
dude, I just don't know, why would you be naked? Like if you're gonna fuck, right? Like you just pull over. Like you're gonna be.
Man, maybe you want to ride you while you driving. Yeah, live a little, Sean. Live a little.
I'm just saying, man. Like, I don't know have you ever driven butt ass naked for any reason?
I don't want to answer that. I am not at liberty to discuss this.
This is just like those damn Kissimmee brothels over there she was talking about a couple of weeks ago.
I heard through the grapevine. I get my massages at respectable places. I'm just saying. I heard through the grapevine that somebody's. Anyway, ass naked driving. I'm trying to think, bro. I don't feel like ass naked.
Okay, what race are they?
Ooh, good question, bro.
Oh, you didn't see a picture?
I didn't see a picture of them. No, just a couple. But wait, I might have it. Let me see. I didn't see a picture of them. Dun, dun. Nope. This story and the picture they decided to show me is of a fucking FedEx truck. Like, I don't give a fuck about the FedEx truck, bro.
Oh, that sucks, man.
Yeah, yo. Anyway, yo, shout out to her, bro. You enthusiasm you gotta be throwing down. And yo, if I'm her, I'm bragging about this shit forever, bro. I made you crash, dog.
That's how you get in the car. He like, nah, man, don't do that. Don't do that. Remember the last time?
Yo, you know, every argument from here on out. Oh, you a big man now, huh? Can't even get your dick sucked. You can't. Gotta dump her, bro.
Baby, wait, I'm only 2 blocks away.
I'm gonna be home soon. Oh, you can't drive and get head? Like, oh man, that shit's so funny. Yo, I love Florida, bro.
Yo, man, remember that dude? I saw this story, man. Remember that dude in Central Park a few years ago that had he was a bird watcher.
The black dude.
Yes.
You said bird watcher. I just remember being shocked.
Yeah.
They said bird watcher. I was expecting some dorky ass white boy, and I got a dorky ass black dude.
Yep. So his name was Christian Cooper, and he was the one. If you guys remember, Central Park, he was a bird watcher. Some lady didn't have her dog on a leash. He told her to put her dog on a leash, and then she called the cops and said this African American is harassing me. I think it was.
Okay. Yeah. And then he gets her on video going like, I'm going to tell them that
No.
African American
An African American man is threatening my life.
Yep. Okay.
That's what
I
she
do
said.
remember that. Yeah.
So we all know that wasn't actually the case, but this dude apparently has been bird watching since he was like a kid, since he was like 10 years old.
Okay.
And so who picks them up but National Geographic? They give this guy a show.
Really?
Yeah. And what the hell is this thing called?
And literally stemmed from this whole thing? Like, did he just
I guess I'm assuming that's how he got known, right? Now, I don't know how he ends up getting this, but what the hell is this thing called? It's called Extraordinary Birder with Christian Cooper.
Huh?
Dude's getting his own show.
That's good for him, bro. That's wild, dude. Yo, honestly, this is a wasted opportunity if they don't have him in parks, just like checking people who don't have their dogs leashed. Like, you know how you close the show and you be like, hey, leash your dog. That should be the closing of every episode ever. Bro, if they don't do that, this is the biggest waste of a television show ever. Also, who the fuck watches birds, bro?
Actually, we know somebody that watches birds.
We do, man.
Yeah.
So, like, the thing is that I do like seeing them in my yard. You know, like I do geek out. Like I'll get like, you know, like the robins or like the cardinals. I get a lot of the cardinals and stuff, and I'm like, oh, that's dope. Yada yada yada. The idea of going somewhere specifically to watch birds with like binoculars and all that stuff, like that's a special kind of person.
I think for some man, like I think I showed you a picture. Like me and my son were riding down the street, and it was like dusk, and on like a speed limit sign was an owl.
Oh, I remember that. You sent me the photo. Yeah. I've never seen it.
And as we were approaching it, like it caught my eye and it didn't move. And it allowed me to take a shot. I was so close. So like those rare birds, and the same thing. Like I get the cardinals, the blue jays, whatever. I actually have like a bird feeder on like my office window.
Mm-hmm. The clear joint, so you can see. Yeah.
Yep. And then they come on there, so it's cool to see them up close. Like one of my sons actually wants a bird. Like he wants like a parrot.
Oh, you should have told me. I could have just given you one, bro.
No, hell no. Let me tell you something, man.
My mom was giving away a parakeet, bro, or a pair of them, or a few of them. I think they're parakeets. There's some kind of birds. Yeah, she's giving them away. She offered them to my daughter loves them. Yeah, I was like, nah, bro, we got too many animals in here.
I'm telling, dude, my neighbor, who's like, I don't know, it's probably at least 300-400 feet away from me, has one of them big ass white parrots. I don't know, the ones that the feathers be coming up.
Oh, and they got the yellow head thing.
Yeah, them things, man. And I don't know what they're called.
They Puerto Rican?
That shit, yeah.
Yeah,
and that shit be over there going, ah! And I'm like, nah, man, you are not, I don't want nothing screaming, chirping, nothing in my house, man. Oh, I like to admire them from afar or from close, like on the window.
Yeah,
they could get some seeds and then be out. Bro.
See, I like the window thing. I like that, like the birdhouse, the thing. Like I would do that. The idea of going somewhere specifically to bird watch, like there was a park that I used to live by that had bird watching trails, and the way this park was sort of located, it would literally have areas too that would tell you like bald eagle spot, like know, certain times of the year, like for nesting or whatever, and then it would like, so, and that shit used to get packed for that. I don't know, man. To each their own, bro. But like, you know, people like literally go on trips to bird watch. Yeah, it's wild to me, man. But
yeah, to each his own, bro.
And to each their own, man. Like whatever brings you joy, happiness, bro. That's you know who's gonna have a rough go, bro?
Who that?
This museum in Indianapolis. You were mentioning earlier about Juneteenth.
Oh yeah.
Well, you know, some people are getting in the spirit of the Juneteenth thing because obviously,
is it the 19th?
It's the 19th of June.
Now, Juneteenth is like, does it mark? It's not like the day of the Emancipation Proclamation.
No, it's like the official day, I guess, that the slaves were freed or became free.
But is that because back then, right? There's no telephones. There's no mass communication. So, like, it took up to, I want to say, up to 2 years,
bro. Yeah, right? Texas is like, we ain't get the email, bro.
Yes.
Like, they just kept doing that.
They were like, oh yeah. By the way, y'all been free for the last 2 years.
Yeah. And it's like, we got lost in the mail, bro.
Does it mark? That's not, I'm not sure. Does it?
I think it marks like the official date, and I don't want to get this wrong. That's probably pretty important. So like
tell your story. I'll look that shit up.
So anyway, so there's so now of course everyone is getting in the spirit because it's a federal holiday now, and this Indianapolis Museum obviously is celebrating it, and they decided to put up a menu item in their cafeteria at the museum. The menu item is a I can't even say the shit, man. Yo, it's a Juneteenth watermelon salad.
Now, I'm assuming that when you're celebrating something like that, you actually have people that are going, yo,
this is a great idea.
This is a great idea.
Yo.
It's just so stereotypical, right?
It is, but
it's like having like, but if you had like, I don't know, fried chicken, mac and cheese,
some
collard greens, and then this watermelon salad, like, you ain't gonna tell me that dudes ain't gonna throw that. I'm gonna throw down on that myself.
I think the problem is that the name, and I got a picture of the label, bro. I gotta show you. It's called a Juneteenth watermelon salad. Look at the label.
Oh, it's in the Children's Museum.
It's in the Children's Museum. Because, bro, if we're celebrating National Latino Month,
right,
and somebody goes National Latino Month rice and beans like bowl,
right, in a
are
museum.
we offended?
I don't give a
like
fuck.
is it the fact that it's slavery, like, right, is it the fact that it's linked to the trauma, right, and because obviously we don't have that history here,
right,
that African Americans have, so like, is it obviously it's in poor taste and it's insensitive and all that, but like, so the other side of that, it goes like, all right, so then on Cinco de Mayo, like, should people be celebrating and by serving chips and guac?
Yeah, but you know what? Like, don't we? You know, I think that people go out on Cinco de Mayo and they're like, "Yo, like, I'm going to get some tacos and some tequila." You know what I mean? And they excited about that shit. And people kind of partake. You know, people that are not Mexican, right? Partake in that, in those sort of festivities. So I think with that, it's not necessary. I think what's in poor taste is that you take out the Juneteenth. Just put
watermelon salad.
Watermelon salad. Like if you're gonna have the menu change, just change the menu.
It's also ignorant as fuck. I don't know one black person who loves watermelon like that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's the one stereotype I've never been able to be like, oh, bro.
Oh, watermelon's good as fuck.
It is. As I'm saying, we all love watermelon. So I've never been able to link. Like before, when you were going like, yo, if it was some collard greens or something like that, then you'd be like, all right, bro, like Juneteenth collard greens. Like it's also not even a good choice of the food. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not even like the.
See, if you were given that. Like what I said, like fried chicken, mac and cheese, collard greens, right?
Juneteenth corn muffin.
No, don't just do the corn muffin.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you just don't call it Juneteenth. Yeah, the problem here was that they call it the Juneteenth watermelon salad. Right. Yeah, it's just ignorant. It's important. It's just stupid. Like, why the fuck would you even do that? Just serve the watermelon salad. Like,
but you know what? I would not be surprised if they got input from African Americans that work there, or. You know what? I always have a funny thing with African Americans or black. Like what like.
Yeah.
And I've heard people.
I think because black can be used for anyone as black, right? Like you could be a Haitian American, but you're black. But Jamaican American and you're black.
Yeah, but Haitians also are descendants of Africa.
They are, but aren't we all? Then you can make that argument for like everybody. We're all African American to an extent. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, I got 2.6% black. Am I African American? Because I think then people want to identify where they're from, maybe not necessarily where their genetic makeup is.
Yeah,
that makes sense. I don't even know.
I don't know, man.
It's a little late.
I think it's black. I think it's black.
That's what I'm saying. So I think black is just like everybody that's black. Like, because I think in black you can include Afro-Latinos, right? Like, as black.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like the Afro-Latinos, how didn't they get like that? It was African slaves.
No, for sure. So, but I think for you to be an African American, yeah, it has to be. I think you have to come from a black background or an African background and be American.
I don't think so, bro.
No, I don't know. Listen, man, I don't.
I think that it's all from Africa, bro. All the slaves that were here. Yeah, but you kind of going back to like the beginning of time, bro. We're not talking about that.
I'm just saying, technically, bro.
Yeah, I mean, right. African. If you want to get technical about it, I guess. Right?
Even the racist white boys, technically African, bro. Like,
but I think in this case, right, like the whole Jamaicans or like you said, Haitians.
Yeah,
like Haitians. The history behind that was like France owned that, and then they brought over African slaves. And then France was like fighting wars in different places, and they just couldn't put resources there, and the slaves revolted. But
wouldn't they be African Haitians, not African American?
Oh, yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yes. Good point. So they're still black.
They're still black. That's what I'm saying. They're all black.
Good. They're all black.
They're all black, but they're not African American. African American.
Right.
Because you could be
the African Haitian,
you could be African Jamaican. Yeah, and anywhere else. African Cuban.
African Puerto Rican.
African Puerto Rican.
What was that? Afro-Rican, right?
Yeah, there's so I don't know, man. That shit. I'm curious to see now all the shit that's gonna come out. No fucking idea. It's something about a watermelon salad. But now that it's a federal holiday, I can't wait to see all the ways people fuck this up. Because we're basically like the only reason it's gonna be a big now is right because we're gonna commoditize this whole thing and we're gonna turn it into a.
I was gonna say I want to see the sales.
Oh my bro! Somebody I think it was Andrew Schultz had a great sale. He said 3/5 off. I was like, yo, that's so fucked up. But that's a solid joke.
We call that 60%.
I was like, yo, that's a solid fucking joke, bro. He's like, yo, these companies are going to be doing these sales. Yeah. You know they're going to turn this shit into a thing, bro. It's good, bro. It's so good. I'm like, yo, that's a solid joke. But, yeah, you just know the way they're going to commercialize this thing, bro. Like, yeah, I'm just curious to see all the gear and the, people selling T-shirts and sneakers and... I don't know. It's kind of like we'll get behind any cause that generates revenue, bro. It's the same reason we cared about breast cancer 1 month out of the year.
So look, I'm reading on the Juneteenth thing, and it says holiday celebrated on the 19th of June to commemorate the emancipation of enslaved people in the U.S. The holiday was first celebrated in Texas, where on that date in 1865, in the aftermath of the Civil War, slaves were declared free under the terms of the 1862 Emancipation Proclamation. So 3 years later, bro, or 2 years plus, right? I don't know when in 1862 the Emancipation Proclamation took place, but 2 to 3, 2+ years later in 1865 was when the folks in Texas finally found out.
Damn, bro.
That's fucked up.
No, bro, email didn't go through, dog. That's insane, man. I can't even, I don't know. Again, I think, going back to before, like, I think the difference is in the trauma and the dark history behind it is why we're sort of like, I think we're more tolerant. Like, in that example, again, if you do, like, the rice and beans or, like, hey, it's a National Latino Heritage Month rice and beans bowl, or like, what I think we're more tolerant of stuff like that because we don't have like sort of the history and the trauma associated with it. Because like, I think we look at slavery, or at least I like to think so, is the same way probably someone from Germany would look at the Holocaust. Like, it's a pretty shitty time in our history. We're not necessarily proud of it.
Right.
So I wonder if, like, because everything else doesn't have that, like, you always see this argument where, like, well, if it was a white this or like thing that, like, and people like it's like, yeah, but it's not because it doesn't have sort of the context and that history associated with it. So I wonder if that's like, obviously, all jokes aside, is like the thing here is that, like, it's obviously in poor taste, but it's like the ignorance behind, like, you weren't smart enough to know, like, This is fucking stereotypes. Or, bro, do you just make a place where everything's just stereotypical, like food names? That would be kind of fire, and I think we'd be accepting of that, right? Yeah. So you just went
it's all a joke.
Exactly, dude. Yeah. So you just started coming up with the most crazy shit, like the most racist names you could think for all the food. It would be kind of fire.
3/5 off.
I'm pretty sure it was Schultz. I gotta go. I'm pretty sure Andrew Schultz. It was a joke. But it was a solid joke, man.
Let me tell you who else got trauma. Your girl Skylar Grey.
Ooh, you see that? I haven't heard from her in a minute. Nah.
Yeah, so she has been going through this like divorce. Or she went through a divorce. She's finished now.
Okay.
But I think it started in 2017 and was finalized in either 2020 or 2021.
Oh, because she was the rich one?
I guess. I don't know who her guy, what's his name, man? I wrote it down here. Todd Mandel. I don't know who it is.
Yeah, I don't know that.
But anyway, so in the divorce settlement, I guess she didn't have the money that this guy was awarded. So she had to sell her music catalog, her song catalog. And
she has bangers, bro. Like,
yeah, bro. So I thought, the two I thought of was Love the Way You Lie and Coming Home. Mm-hmm. But there's way more, right? But she had to sell it, bro. And so whenever, she's not getting royalties from those songs anymore forever.
They all go to the publishing company who she sold.
They all go whoever the hell she sold.
How much did she get for the song rights?
I don't know. That they didn't disclose.
To pay the divorce.
But whatever it was, man, was to pay this divorce.
For the boys, let's go!
I knew you was gonna say that shit.
Let's go!
I knew you was gonna say that shit. I was reading the fucking article and I'm like, this motherfucker's gonna be like, one for the boys.
One for the boys, let's go. I got, before we get out of here, bro, actually, real quick, the Justin Timberlake just did the same thing and he sold his music catalog, and I thought he kind of got ripped off, man. And it's the only time not only, but it's a very rare time where someone got $100 million and I feel like they settled. Like, they gave him $100 million for his music catalog to date. Nothing moving forward to date.
Same here with her.
So nothing moving forward, just catalog to date. And Justin Timberlake sold that. I can't remember the group he sold it to, but he only got $100 million for it. I say only, I know that's a lot of money, but I feel like that's not a lot for his music catalog. You talking, dude, bangers like Bringing Sexy Back and Cry Me a River and the whole Future Sex Love sounds like crazy. He's got, like he's got, I don't know, man. I feel like he's got $1 billion catalog there. You figure over the lifetime of those, but he got $100 million, which was enough for him to dump it, man. I don't know.
Dude, your dog is going crazy, bro.
Again, but he's going ham. He's going ham.
If you guys hear this noise in the back, it's there's a sliding glass door here, and Juan's dog is trying to get in. He is like there's a fucking fire outside.
I'm waiting for him to run through it one day. Just, God. He also, so if I'm home, he is usually at my feet everywhere. If I go into the shower, he's laying outside of the shower, he's like attached to my hip everywhere I am. So if I'm on the couch, he's on my feet on the couch, like everywhere I go. Yeah. So he could be out cold, and if I get up and move, he gets up and moves.
Yeah.
It's so funny. Yeah,
I know how that is.
Yeah. Dude, before we get out of here, man.
Yeah, how we doing on time?
We're at 58 minutes. We're about to hit the 58-minute mark. So
we're trying to keep it at an hour today, people.
Let's go. Dude, if you guys are looking for a job and you are remotely in shape or capable of getting in shape and you can swim, you might want to consider being a LA lifeguard. So you know the LA lifeguard, like the ones made famous by Baywatch?
Yeah.
How much do you think they make?
I mean, I would like today.
Yeah,
$30,000.
You are a little bit off. So I'm gonna include total compensation. So this includes benefits. Okay. Some of them are making.
Yeah, no, but I don't like the benefits piece, man.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you the amount, and then we can back out the benefits piece.
Okay, go.
And we're still gonna want to go be lifeguards.
Go.
Some of them made $500K last year.
Get the fuck out of here, bro.
So now,
baby, I ain't coming home.
142K of that is benefits. Like their benefits program. Okay. So you're still making $360,000 or $358,000 a year to be in a bathing suit and potentially save some people who are drowning. You know who drowning a lot? Whoever's at the beach I'm patrolling, because I'm just sitting around cashing checks. Yo, 350K.
300. I mean,
because this includes like obviously overtime and yada yada. So that's not
I don't
all of
give a
them.
shit,
but
bro.
you're capable of making that kind. Dude, honestly,
No way,
if you cut
bro.
that in half to be a lifeguard, bro, you sit there. You got to just stay in shape, learn how to
Half?
swim. Listen,
man, you be take a tenth.
no, of 360K. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, yes, that's what you deserve.
So you no. But I mean, what would it take for you to take that job? For that kind of-
500K. I do it for a cool $4.99.
You're not gonna take the lifeguard position for 200K?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
You
Of
know what
course,
I'm saying?
man.
Like, bro, that shit is crazy, man. So I saw that story and I was like, y'all made what, bro? To send a bathing suit and
like-
make sure people don't.
LA County, y'all getting ripped off. I'll do it for
for
I'll
real.
do it for a cool $2.99.
Yeah, we'll do it. Yeah, we'll do it for $299. You get a pack. Matter of fact, for $400, you'll get a package. It's $299 for one, or $400 for two. And I'm gonna assume that these guys, obviously that's like I think the whole premise behind Baywatch is they always had those weird, crazy like helicopter rescues and all kinds of shit. So obviously the job here is a little more demanding than a lifeguard at like Cocoa Beach here, but still that's good money, man. Or potential good money to.
Dude, next time I'm in Daytona, man, I might have to ask one of them lifeguards.
Bro, them dudes is making $7.25 an hour. That's why. That's why everybody in this bitch get bit by sharks. And shit. They be seeing the fins. They just don't say
like,
nothing.
Fuck it. Blow the whistle.
Yeah,
They can't hear me. Fuck them.
Beep. They be so unenthusiastic blowing that shit, bro.
Dude, I gotta hit you up with one before we go.
Do it.
So, in Albany, New York, there was a court case, and the defendants, I guess it was more than one, but the defendants, one of them started to like record with their phone, and they sort of got in trouble, and they were just like, oh yeah, turn the phone off, whatever. They had to try to confiscate the phone. Another person dumps out roaches. I don't know how the hell they got into the courtroom with like these containers of hundreds,
Like a box full of roaches?
like hundreds of roaches, bro. They just released them in the court, bro.
What the?
So the article that I read was super short, right? But it reminded me, and I'm probably gonna get this story wrong. I remember something about this shit back in like 2016 in New York, and it was on like it was a train that was like going to Brooklyn. I don't remember which train it was, but there was a lady on there trying to sell crickets and worms, and then proceeds to release them all in the car. Oh shit! And then she starts to urinate on herself. And then somebody freaks out, and the train was like going over the Manhattan Bridge, and somebody pulls the emergency brake.
Oh shit! You know what's crazy about New York is I'm surprised that even stood out.
Nah, dude, because you know what? Like, if they're like on you, and I don't know how many she had, but apparently when she released these things, they just started to go all over the place.
Yeah.
And so enough people in the car freaked out, which I was like, just leave the car.
Just leave the car. Yeah, because her peeing on herself, nobody would have flinched. Not in New York.
They would have just moved over.
They'd have just moved over. They'd be
Yep.
like, yo, this is a homeless lady peed on herself, bro. And then they just moved over to the next.
Yep.
Yeah. That's crazy, bro. Yo, what kind of roaches? The big, like, palmetto looking roaches, or like the tiny little German roaches?
I'm hoping it's the big fuckers. But
That's-
but they're all nasty, bro.
It's
Those,
disgusting.
if it's the palmetto ones down here aren't as bad as, they're just not as nasty as them German cockroaches like up in New York.
Yeah. But in New York, the big ones are fucking ugly because they got like those ridges on them and stuff, and they got like those. Ugh, bro. Yo, you want to see me? I might legit have a meltdown if I saw some shit. That's in that courtroom, bro. Ugh. If I couldn't, I might pass out and die, bro. That's the only. You remember Fear Factor?
Oh,
and they would lay him in a box full of
With
roaches.
the hissing cockroaches?
Yeah, bro. Fuck that. And they'd be like, "I'll give you $1 million to lay in a box of hissing cockroaches." I'm gonna be like, "You can have it."
Yeah, bitch, I'll be dead.
I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna get to enjoy it because I'm gonna pass the fuck out. Like, nope, I'm out. Wow, bro.
Yep.
And if you don't know what Fear Factor is, she's too young for you, bro. Fucking
All right, man.
bro.
On that, tell them where they can find us.
If you are not already following us at the Carbon Food Podcast on IG, at Carbon Food Podcast on TikTok, the Carbon Food Podcast on YouTube, and then everywhere where you get your streaming, man, your music and your podcast. So Spotify, Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, Geo7, Ghana, Amazon Music, Google Podcast, all of it. We're on everything. So hit us up. Yeah. And shout out. Thank you guys for the support, man.
Absolutely. As always, thank you for the support, and we will see you next week.
See you next week.
Peace.
Peace.